Hey, y'all. I am live. Is anybody going to join me today? We going to see. We are going to see. But today, I am talking about goal setting. All right? Goal setting. Talking about goal setting. I'm trying to pin a comment. Let's see if I know how to do this. Anybody going to join me? Let's see. I still don't know how to do that. I swear I watched the YouTube video yesterday on how to pin a comment. I be feeling like I'm so old sometimes. But anyway, hey y'all, hey, what's going on? It's me, your girl, Antinette, mom, entrepreneur, manifestation expert, and I'm here today because I wanted to come on and share some of the results that I had found from you all taking a survey for me, which I really appreciate those of you who did that. Like, it really helped me to know so much more about y'all. Hi, Trap Desk 2020. Today we're talking about goals. So if you want to join the conversation, I would love to have you. I'm just thanking everybody for completing the survey that I asked them to complete last week. I really appreciate it. And it really helped me to find out a lot about you and what I needed to focus on this week to support you in designing and living your best life, because at the end of the day, that's what I'm all about. I want to support you in being better than what society says you can be. I want to support you and have a longevity in your life. And I want to support you in, implementing strategies in your life that's going to support you in reaching the goals that you set for yourself. So by taking a survey last week, here's some of the results that I came up with. So 92% of you said that y'all found that goals was important, which is great, 92% of you. But 8% of you said that you didn't think that goals was important. And that's okay. It's a no judgment zone at the end of the day. But hopefully by the end of this video, you will see, like the power behind it and the value behind writing down your goals, right? Now, 42 of the 92% who said that having goals was important, right? 42% of you took the extra step, and 42% of you just said that, it's also important to write down my goals. So it's not only important to have goals, but it's also important to write down my goals. And I'm proud of you, and you deserve a round of applause. The fact that you take the time out to write down your goals, because everybody doesn't do that. And that's literally the secret power when it comes to manifesting your greatness, writing your vision down, writing down your goals, right? So 42% of you write down your goals. So that means 58% of you do not write down your goals. And by taking the survey, I also found that 67% of you said that you sometimes reach the goals that you set for yourself. And that's an issue. 67% of you, 50-50, y'all have goals out here, but y'all not really reaching them. Like, sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. What's the point of having your goal if you're going to sometimes reach it and sometimes don't? Like, I know that number would be more, or would decrease, if a lot of you who already find that having goals is important want the extra step to write down the goals that you set for yourself, right? So in today's conversation, like I said, I will be sharing the power of writing down your goals, behind writing down your goals, because I have a personal testimony. And then I also have 3 statistics that I've researched that can support you in knowing that it's not just about me and my opinion. It's literally studies out here that shows by you just writing down your goals, by you writing down your vision, you're going to win. And don't you want to win? Don't you want to win? Let me know that you want to win, because at the end of the day, we all need to win. Because at the end of the day, I'm tired of losing people out here. I'm tired of losing people. I'm tired of seeing other people lose people out here. It's enough. And it starts with our goals. It really does. That's why I've been focusing on goals so much, because it starts with our goals, okay? So if you have any comments, any questions, or whatever, feel free to chime in. I would really appreciate it. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the support. So we're about to get right into it. So here's my personal testimony as it pertains to me writing down goals and my experience with writing down goals. So in the beginning, like I wrote in my book, my personal development journey, you got to go on 8 journeys to really live in your greatness and to design and live your best life. And in the beginning of my journey, I Like, I knew about having goals, but I didn't really write down goals. Like, I didn't know that that was a thing. It wasn't until I entered social work, and I always talk about social work this, social work that. I'm a social worker, graduated with my bachelor's in social work in 2012. I love the field of social work, and if it wasn't for social work, I would still be crazy. Cause I was a little crazy little girl back in the day, right? Out here fighting my boyfriend, fighting people, being violent, being disrespectful sometimes, right? I was crazy. I ain't have no goals. But when I got into social work allowed me to be a therapist to myself, because in social work, you really have to identify the holes inside of you so that you can heal, so that you can help others heal, right? So if it wasn't for social work, I wouldn't have been able to start that healing process. So one of the things that I can say that with social work, we had to write down our strengths, our weaknesses. We had to write down what our biases was. We had to write down the things that make us tick. We had to be aware of it and write it down, and then not only write it down, but then also create a new vision for ourselves. And we had to write that down as well. And I did not know that in the beginning, that was the beginning of the goal setting process for me. By me just writing down my vision, by me just journaling, by me just writing, right? Writing about me. Like, that really helped me to begin that goal setting process, right? So that was the beginning of that. And so social work had really guided that process for me in 2010 when I started that first journey of me. I call it my subconscious journey of me beginning to heal myself, because I wasn't consciously on that journey. I started my conscious journey in 2015. That's when I consciously wanted to begin change for myself. Like, this was a process that was guided by me. You feel me? So I really had to think about, what I know I wanted more out of life, but I had to really think about, what is that more? What does that look like? So you know what I did? I began to write it down. Okay? It's not a game when I sit here and tell you that you got to write it down, because writing it down really helps you to develop your vision. It really makes your vision clear by you just writing down what it is that you want out of your life. What are the changes that you want to make? So at that time, I wrote, these are the type of vision statements that I wrote. And I would love to hear what type of vision statements that you have for yourself. Like, share it in the comments section. I would love to hear it. But right now, these are the vision statements that at that moment in time, these were the type of vision statements that I wrote down for myself. I said I wanted to have my own restaurant, because I knew I liked to cook. I was doing platters sometimes. My mom would do platters. I knew I liked to cook. So I said I want to have my own restaurant. I see myself being financially free, right? I also said I see myself having relationships filled with love, because at that time, I just got out of a violent relationship, right? We would fight all the time, and I'm in another relationship, but I'm the abusive one in this relationship, because he's not abusive. It's really me being abusive, because I'm carrying the bull crap on from my last relationship to my man at that time. He ain't deserve all that, right? So I'm just saying, like, I want a relationship filled with love. And, one of the things about me is I want to be free. Like, I want to do what I want, when I want, how I want. I don't want nobody telling me nothing. For real. Like, unless I ask you. So that was one of the things that I wrote down. I want to do what I want, when I want. Also said I see myself writing a book. I said I want to travel, because at that time I haven't seen nothing but Wilmington, Delaware at that time. And I'm looking around. I'm like, yo, I really want to travel. I don't just want to look at Wilmington all day. No. That's corny, right? So I said I want more for myself. And then I also said I wanted to speak, because at this time I done graduated with I graduated with my master's, and I'm learning all this stuff. I'm just learning. I'm like, I have to share this stuff with my community. I have to share this stuff with people in my community or people who are in communities that look like mine, even if it's not Wilmington, Delaware. But if you're in low income and high crime, then it was time for me I wanted to share with you. Right? I wanted to share with you the things that I have learned, and I wanted to travel around the world to share what I'm learning, right? So those are some of the visions that I had for myself. And it started with my vision, and I wrote that stuff down. I have so many notebooks at home in my house. I'm in my car right now because the kids was loud. But I have so many notebooks in my house where I have so many visions of myself written down, right? So I had to write down that vision. And then it began with that, with my vision statements. And then I had to create goals that align with my vision, right? So since then, and this is the testimony right here, because I told you in 2010, before that, I wasn't writing down nothing. I used to journal and write, but I wasn't writing down goal-related stuff to support me in designing and living my best life, to support me in manifesting my future. Like, that's literally when you write down your goals, you're literally manifesting your future, what you want to see, what do you want to be. Like, it's not a game. Like, it's so powerful, right? So since 2015, I said I wanted to have my own restaurant. Well, if you know me, you know I don't have a restaurant. And that's okay. But you know what I do have? I have 2 sexy behind food courts that I have. But it started with me having a vision of having my own restaurant. And then I had to break that baby down by writing out my vision and writing down my goals that align with my vision. And then I realized, like, hold up, maybe I'm not going to be able to reach this goal, right? But it took for me writing it down and making it plain in order for me to literally know if I was going to be able to accomplish this goal or not. So that was one of the accomplishments that I made. Like, no, I don't have a restaurant, but I have 2 lucrative hot dog carts, and I am the founder of The Stand, right? And we do a good ass job. People love us, right? The community loves us. I see myself being financially free. I'm not financially free yet. No, I'm not there. I'm still working on it, but I wrote down my vision, right? And I know I want to be a billionaire one day, but my first goal is to touch $100,000. That's my goal, to have $8,334 to make that a month, right? That's my first goal. Once I reach that, I'll move forward, right? But I'm still working on that, being financially free. I said I want a relationship filled with love. I have a man right now that loves me. I love him. We are together. No violence, no none of that. Like, I manifested this relationship to me because I wrote down the vision that I wanted in my relationship, right? And now it has manifested into my life because I wrote what I wanted down. I wrote it down. It's not a game. I said I see myself doing what I want when I want. Y'all, November 2019, I quit my job. I don't even work for nobody no more. I work for myself, completely by myself. And if it wasn't for my partner, now my partner, he plays a big role in that. Like, you got to have somebody on your team that supports your dream. And my partner, he does. He supports me 1,000%. So he makes it possible for me to do what I want when I want, basically. Because I'm home. I do work for myself. But when all the money's not coming in, like right now, times it's hard for people. So everybody's not paying for coaching right now, you know. But I'm doing what I want when I want. I'm watching my kids. I always wanted to homeschool my children. Now I'm homeschooling my children. My children are not in daycare. They're with me all the time. That's something that I wanted, you know. And that's something that I wrote down years ago. And now it's finally manifesting into my life. I said I wanted to travel, right? At that time, I was only looking at Wilmington, Delaware. And I said, oh, no, I need to go to more places than just Wilmington, right? And since 2015, where have I been? I've been to Costa Rica. I've been to Mexico. I've been to Miami and Florida. And, I mean, Miami is Florida, but I've been to all these different places, right? Because that's what I wanted. It started with my vision, right? And if it wasn't for my vision, I wouldn't be able to be where I'm at today. So it all starts with my vision. And that's my personal testimony. It's not really about the vision, though. It's about the fact that I wrote it down, right? Because if you don't write it down, you might forget. And you might be over here and over there, have all these different ideas of what you want to do. But if you don't take enough time to write down what it is that you want, then it's not going to manifest for you. It's not going to manifest how you want it to manifest. It's not going to manifest when you want it to manifest, even though we don't control time and all of that. But if you have that plan and you write it down, then who's to say, like, you're in control at that point? You have more control than not writing it down, than you not having a vision. So you definitely want to write down your goals. And that's, like I said, that's my own personal testimony. But as I wrap up, I definitely want to share with you 3 facts. 3 facts that I found as I was doing research. I found these facts doing research on the science behind writing down your goals, because I didn't really want it just to be about me and my opinion. Like, I talk about me enough, right? But I also want to have some facts associated with what I'm talking about, so y'all can know that, like I said, it's just not my opinion. So here's the 3 things that I found out as it pertains to the science behind writing down your goals. And this is why it's so powerful. Listen in. All right. So the first thing you have to know is that when you write down your goals, it improves the encoding process, right? So what that means is that when you write down your goals, you have a much greater chance of not only remembering them, but you have impressed them into your subconscious mind, which means that they are basically imprinted into your being. And do you know what your subconscious mind is? That's your dream mind. That's like when you go to sleep and you dreaming, and it's in that you in that dream state, and that mind that's thinking, because you sleep, so you're not being conscious. Your subconscious, that's your subconscious mind. So that means that when you write down, when you pick up that pen and you add that pen to the paper, that means that you are imprinting what you are writing down in your subconscious mind. That means that you are thinking about that thing even in your sleep. You're thinking about solutions. How can you get it done? How can you make it happen? All by you writing down your goals. Do you hear me? That's freaking powerful in itself. That's powerful, right? All by you just writing down your goals. You're imprinting that thing in your subconscious mind, right? And secondly, when you write down your goals, it helps you to get clear, and it helps you strengthens the image of your goal in your mind. So somebody out there right now is struggling with clarity. Some of you are saying, like, I don't know what I want to do. Some of you are saying right now, like, how can I go about making this goal a reality? How can I make this vision manifest? Some of you are asking yourself how, and then I'm going to ask you, well, did you write down the vision? Did you write down what it is that you want? Did you write down your ideas? Right? Did you even write it down? Because that's the first step. Thinking about it is okay, but we have a million thoughts a day. I've read something, and I'm working on a blog post about goal setting and all that stuff. So I have all these facts, but it was like we think about like 60,000 thoughts a day, 60,000 thoughts a day, or something like that. It's a lot of them. You Google it. I Googled it, so I know it's a lot. But what the point is that if you don't take the time to write down some of those goals, you're going to forget about what you thought about yesterday. It's even times where I'm driving and I have $1 million idea. I always have $1 million idea. And I'm driving. I'm like, okay, I'm going to remember this idea. I'm going to remember it. And guess what? By the time I get home, I don't remember nothing. I don't even remember the $1 million idea that I had because I didn't write it down. We have that many thoughts going through our head a day that you're not different from me. You think as many thoughts as I think. I think just as many thoughts as you think. But the only thing that makes me different from you is that I write my thoughts down. The ones that I want to stick, the ones that I want to work towards, I write them down so I don't never forget it, so I can work towards it every day, little by little, every day. Right? So writing down your goals helps you to get clear, and it also helps you to strengthen the image of the goal in your mind. And then last but not least, writing down your goals. Studies show. All right, this is not my opinion. This is a fact, baby. Studies show that by you writing down your goals, honey, it motivates you to take action. So some of you are stuck right now. Some of you are stuck, but you ain't write down your goals, and that's why you stuck. You didn't write down your vision. You didn't write down what you want. You didn't write down what you see, and that's why you're stuck right now. That's why you stuck, right? Because you didn't write down what it is that you want. Because I'm telling you, once you begin to write down your goals, that signifies to the universe that you are serious, right? And now your mind is going to begin to think about solutions to that thing that you want. Your mind is going to try to find avenues that you can go down so that you can achieve that thing that you want, right? But it all starts with you writing it down. Write it down. Write it down. I'm trying to tell you, I just want you to change your life. I just want you to manifest greatness. I just want you to be better than society says that you can be. I just want you to be great. I just want you to do great things. And you know where your greatness starts? With your goal setting ritual. All right? For real. It really starts with your goal setting ritual. So that's really all I have for you today. as I end up this conversation, I definitely just want you to think about your goals, right? I definitely want you to think about how you want to show up. Think about how you want to show up in the world, how you want to show up at work, how you want to show up at home, how you want to show up in the community. Think about how you want to show up. I want you to think about the areas in you that you need to heal, right? Because we all have holes inside of us that we need to heal, right? So I want you to think about the areas that you need to heal and what would it look like once they are healed, right? I want you to think about the things that you want to achieve in your life, the goals that you want to achieve in your life. I want you to think about it. Spend some time thinking about that. And not only do I want you to think about it, I want you to write it down, okay? I want you to write it down. You deserve greatness. You can manifest your greatness. It all starts with the strategies that you implement into your life to make sure that you're going to win, to make sure that you're going to be successful. Now, you might be somebody that you don't have troubles and challenges with reaching your goals. And that's okay. This message is not for you. This is for the person. If you are someone who struggles and you have challenges reaching your goals, you have all these goals and all these ideas and all these things that you want to achieve, but you haven't done nothing, I need you to begin to write down what it is that you want. Write down that vision. Write down your goals. And then let's manifest it. And if you need support, I encourage you to visit AntinetteDevelops.com. I support my clients in getting clear about what they want. I support my clients in making decisions that's going to give them the outcome that they want. I support my clients in designing and living their best life, whatever that means to you. I'm working with one of my clients right now because she wants to write a book. She's seen that I wrote a book, so now she wants me to help her write a book. Of course, I can do whatever you want me to do. I can support you in any way that you want to be supported. Even if you don't even know how you want to be supported, I can support you in gaining clarity in your life so that you can, attract what it is that you deserve. All right? So please, if you haven't done so, visit AntinetteDevelops.com. I have my podcast there. I have blogs there. I have Ask Antinette to, maybe you can't afford to work with me. That's okay. No barriers. Go to my website, AskAntinette.com. AntinetteDevelops.com, and on the bottom of that page is Ask Antinette, and you can ask anything you want anonymously, or you can show yourself. You can show, and by sharing yourself or showing yourself, that gives me the opportunity to respond back to you personally. But if you don't want me to know who you are, then just stay anonymous, and that's okay. That's cool too. But I'm done. I'm out of here. I love you all. Thank you so much for listening. And y'all be blessed today. Y'all make sure y'all write down them goals, right? Love y'all.